Journey in car sales started an awful long time ago, probably before most of the people watching this were born. I joined a Citroën dealership in 1980 as a trainee salesman, worked my way through sales management, general management, and 21 years ago decided that I didn't want to work for somebody else and started working for myself. Customers' expectations are, I think, that they want more than they ever wanted before, but there's also a bigger selection and the country is very much smaller. So where 40 years ago somebody would buy from the local newspaper and would travel 3 miles to the main dealership to buy their car, today there's no real hesitation going long distance. I've sold cars Edinburgh, where was it, Aberdeen, week before last, and we're collecting cars from all over the country as well. And people are very much more specific now. We want a white car, it must have the panoramic roof, it must have the motorised tailgate, and be under 30,000 miles and up to £10,000. So they're quite demanding, they want the car that they want. It's not only the remote people, people are very busy these days, and they want to have an indication that the car is the car that they're expecting it to be. A number of times customers have come and said, we're pretty sure that the car we looked at last week wasn't the one that was in the pictures. And so it's quite important to give the customers the reassurance that the car you've got is the one that they've seen the pictures of. Online advertising with myself, I was one of the original guys that used as was then, the Thames Valley Trader. And we were using adverts without pictures. And then in, I think it was 81, we had the advent of the Polaroid camera, and we were allowed to take one picture, which we used to develop under our arms because it was nice and warm, and take that one picture to the office in Reading, and the publication was used once a week. It's then developed that we were then able to take digital pictures a little bit later on, again 1 picture per car, and then later on 3 pictures per car, but it was a weekly publication, so every week you had to take another batch of pictures because you couldn't use the ones from before. But that's now developed, of course. We've multiple pictures on some of the media. We've got 100 pictures of each car. We can take pictures under the seat, round the seat, wherever people want. So there's nothing needs to be hidden. Everything can be up front. And then more recently, advent with video, and with a video, that you can't hide the fact that the car is the car that the customer wants to see. So I've been taking video, posting it on YouTube, but it was silent, and sometimes just with voice. I like using the voice because it shows people that I exist. The car does exist. It's not one of these scams where you send the money and no car comes 3 weeks later. And I'm a human being, and I've got an interest in that particular car. So yeah, it's moved on. We were spending probably half an hour on each car, 40 minutes, recording a video, taking pictures, then doing sound over. I like a bit of music in the background, I'm quite musical. So we were then trying to cut some music in, and I'm not very good technically, and I was looking for something that sorted all of those issues together for me. I was introduced to AutoCam probably a year or so ago, and I was reluctant to take part because I thought it was a gimmick. I'm a little bit staid in my ways. I don't know if you can tell, I'm 63 years old, and change doesn't always come easy as you get older. After 3 months of being advised that AutoCam was the way forward, I relented and had a look, and boy, I wish I'd done it 10 years ago. Not that it was available 10 years ago, but it's cut out probably 35 minutes of each of those processes. I can now take a video of a car, I can add the music, I can add the voiceover, take the pictures, hit the button, and within 3-4 minutes, it all turns up on my advertising media and YouTube along the way. It really couldn't be easier. Right, so until very recently, even though I was using AutoCam for my videos for the adverts, I was still, when an inquiry came in with just an email address, I was trying to get a phone number, but if not, I was just sending them a link to my YouTube ad, and that was it. And then the inquiry stopped at that stage. But with the other features of AutoCam that we've just started using, we're now able to personalise a fresh video, branding on the corner, and we're able then to send that direct to the customer. No more WhatsApp, and the low quality of the videos on WhatsApp. We can send it direct to the customer in HD, and our branding on the front with a little introduction video at the front of it so that they can see who we are, and again building trust and showing professionalism. I think other dealers are doing it, the big dealer groups, but why can't us smaller guys do it? It just shows that professionalism and builds trust in our product. Our product is as good as anything else in the market, so let's shout that out. Let's tell everybody that it is that good. I think in line with a number of businesses, we keep cars in, we keep them in 2 different locations. Obviously some businesses are 3 and 4 different locations. We've got one of our employees at one location is quite happy to take the video, but he's very, very self-conscious about doing any voiceover. So with the app, I'm able to take a stock video and then add the music and my voiceover remotely. I don't even need to go and see the cars anymore. I was driving 10 miles each way, taking the video at the second location, coming back and doing all the other work, but I don't need to now. I can do it all from one office, which is really handy. And yeah, I'll give you his name, Jerry. Jerry doesn't need to do the voiceover anymore. It can be my voiceover. The motor trade isn't always renowned for keeping up with the times. Until 2019, a lot of finance proposals were still enacted by fax machine, and everybody else had thrown their faxes away. Video, I think, is in danger of not being taken up by the dealers as they live in the past. As I've said to you before, I'm well past 60, but I've realised that the personalisation of the video is part of the way forward. I don't know what the next step is, but I'm sure that AutoCam will be one step ahead of us, and they're working with us. And we can talk to them as we develop things that we think are important. I've spoken to them this week, and we've developed something that we're doing, and we're able now to personalise our own videos that we're sending to customers. And the customers can see that we exist, they can see the face, they can hear the voice. And that personal approach is so important. I said right at the very beginning, I was reluctant to take it on. I'm the same as a lot of people. Change is not easy sometimes, but this is something that it would transform the business. I can't tell you that it sold me an extra 30 cars a month because I haven't quantified that. But what I can tell you is it puts customers at ease. And when they come in, they call you by your first name. They know who you are before they come in. They're at ease, and it's so much easier to build trust when they've seen you, when they've heard you, and they realise the car they're coming to see. It's not only a car, they're dealing with a human being as well as a car. Purchasing a car for a lot of people is extremely stressful, and putting their mind at rest before they ever come to see you is just such a big advantage.